Hola everyone! If you are here, it's most likely because one, you're an overthinker, two, you're an overthinker, or three, you were just bored and you were like, wanna? Either one, welcome. I wanted to talk about this topic because I realized that a lot of us struggle with this one habit, and it leads to so many things. I actually am a huge journalist, whatever you want to call me. And I've been doing it for so long. I even did it to record when I was overthinking, how I was overthinking, how I could get out of it. And I realized a lot of things. I realized that a lot of my anxiety came from overthinking. When I didn't know how to even treat this, I got sick because of it. My stomach started hurting. I didn't know how to deal with it. I even started getting really depressed because I just continued to allow it to go on. And a lot of us can get here, and sometimes we don't even think it's overthinking. We just are thinking, and we don't even realize that we can get out of this habit. So I'm here to tell you a lot of the tips and tricks and strategies that I did in order to get me out of this loop, out of this cycle, and I hope it can help you. So the first one that I was completely guilty of, and what leads definitely to overthinking, is dissecting and analyzing every little detail. I was the type of person that when I was at work, because I dealt with people, I would really analyze, like, I wonder what they meant about that comment. Oh, did I say this right? Should I have said this better? Or any interaction with anybody, I just really overanalyzed it. Sometimes why I would even avoid going to get-togethers or little socializing, because I just was overthinking about every little moment. So how I got out of this whole analyzing and dissecting everything, I would literally have to tell myself, let it go. And I started becoming more present in whatever I was doing, is what you probably heard, become present in the present moment. Well, that's what it really is. I really even researched that, and I saw The Power of Now. It's a book, and it teaches you how to be in the present moment, how to focus on and observe whatever you are doing, being aware of what you're currently doing. So every time I interacted with someone, or I had a situation where it was good or bad, I would leave it alone, let it go, and I would just continue to observe what was around me, whether it was people around me, the wall, the sky, the trees, the birds. I would appreciate everything that was around me. That's what helped me get out of that loop. Second one is knowing your thought trigger activities. That's a mouthful. So what the heck do I mean by that? When I was journaling and experimenting everything that was going on with me, I realized that I was overthinking in the moments that my mind would go on autopilot. So whether it was when I was driving to a certain destination that I've been already going and back, and I didn't really need to think about how to get there, so like work or home, or maybe I was brushing my teeth, I didn't really need to think about doing these things. Those activities were my overthinking activities. So in these times, I would make it an intention to do something meaningful during those moments so that I wouldn't overthink and my mind wouldn't linger. So in the car, I would listen to audio so I could be really, really aware of my present moment. I could really be in tune and present what I was doing. Or I would listen to music that was uplifting, but I knew every lyric. That way I wouldn't skip a beat, and I was listening and singing every single moment of the time, and I didn't have a chance to overthink. So know your thought trigger activities and tackle them by doing something intentional in those moments so that you are present and you are not overthinking. Third one, put attention to your attention. Again, put attention to your attention. What do I mean by this? Well, whatever you put attention to leads to focus. And everyone has said it in books all over the world that whatever you focus on is extremely, extremely important. And I can agree with that because I realized that I've gotten out of focus when I've been overthinking about a moment, a situation, whether it was good, whether it was bad. I've been just overthinking about it over and over and over, and it just keeps me stagnant. I don't go anywhere. I don't accomplish anything. I don't move on. So in order to be able to just continue to move forward mentally and not just time-wise, is we have to learn how to put attention to our attention. So literally look and be aware of your thoughts. If they are drifting into a direction that is not serving you any good, then you need to put attention to that. You need to be aware of your thoughts. I am the type of person that I will look at my thoughts and see my thoughts, and I will literally choose them and say, ooh, I like this one. All right, nice. And I will sit it through, or I will choose a thought that I don't like, and I will literally almost like self-therapy myself, right? I'll be like, okay, that's not a great thought. It's not going to allow us to go anywhere. So I always change my perspective. And our perspectives are so important to our mind, and knowing what our mind, it's a pattern. So if you're continuously putting a negative pattern in your head, just a downfall pattern, a downfall pattern, a downfall pattern, where do you think you're gonna go? Down, because that's the only pattern you really have going on in your mind. But if at least 80%, even 60% of the time, you have thought patterns that are going up, that are moving up, where are you gonna go? Up. So every single time you have a thought or any patterns that you don't like that are going on in your mind while you're overthinking, change your perspective. Okay, always change your perspective. Always look for a perspective. And if you can't, look for one. There will be times where I have a dilemma, whether it's forgiving someone that it's really hard to forgive, and I can't stop thinking about the situation where they hurt me or they deceived me, or maybe it's something where I can't forget about how I did someone wrong. I need to either watch a sermon, or I watch a speech on this type of testimonial that someone has gone through, and I always look for different perspectives. Always open your mind and keep your mind open. I hope all of this helped. It has definitely helped me in the past, and I still use them to this day. And I can tell you, it's crazy. Once you master all of this, it's crazy. You won't even realize it happens, because it's just a shift. And it can definitely take you out of dark times and hard times. And when you start knowing how to shift and really control this about you and yourself, you will realize that you'll move on from things a lot quicker. Once I realized how to focus and pay attention to the right things, man, my life has definitely been different. I don't dwell on things that I shouldn't dwell on anymore. I don't stick around things that I shouldn't stick around anymore. I make decisions a lot quicker. I am a lot more courageous and brave, and it definitely spirals a good snowball effect instead of a bad snowball effect. So I definitely hope it helps you in the future. If you have any more questions or any more certain things, I just want to stick to 3 to make this video not too long. But if you do want to ask me anything and we can get a little bit more personal, maybe there's some things that you want to talk about or you want to ask me, please don't hesitate to DM me, and I'll leave my Instagram down below. I am so excited that you were here. Oh, and if you don't know that I'm a public speaker, I do want you to know that, because I'm going to have a project coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. I am so excited. And if you have talent, please see me, because you and I can collab, okay? Please. Anyways, bye guys. Mwah. See you next time.